Hi, my name is Alex, and this is my video response to question 3 from the Jollibee case study. The question was, as Noli, how would you deal with the 3 options described at the end of the case, and how would you proceed, and how would you implement your decision? So, as mentioned, there are 3 options that were presented in the case study, 3 directions rather that Noli could take. One of them being moving into Papua New Guinea, the other moving into Hong Kong, or the third expanding into the US market. For the 3 options presented, if I was Noli, I would take Papua New Guinea off the table completely. Why? Well, one of Jollibee's key successes has been the fact that they have established themselves in markets with a high number of expatriates. We have seen from the experience that they had in Hong Kong, which they already have a few stores, the challenges that they had in grabbing market share from other nationalities. They did really well, certain days in communities with a lot of Filipinos, expatriate Filipinos, but trying to tap into the market of the Chinese demographics was really tough for them. And therefore they didn't see the volume that they needed to really make the business profitable for them, or at least as profitable as they would like. In addition to this, based on the business model of Jollibee, management of the store is normally done by locals at the store manager and assistant manager level. I would be concerned that in Papua New Guinea, it would be very difficult for them to source good talent. With regards to Hong Kong, they've already had a series of issues with the existing stores. So tapping into into that market further would just surmount the challenges they're already facing. Therefore, my decision would be to actually move into the US market due to some great advantages that brings to the company. Jollibee has already identified a location with a large population of expatriates in California, Daly City. Having that location and having that kind of demographic in place will help ensure a good level of volume into the restaurants. The US is also a great choice for fast food, just due to the fact that there are a lot of fast food chains here in the US market, and the US demographic is already accustomed to fast food as a food option, especially given the kind of the time constraints and in kind of lunchtime and in the business world. You'll definitely see a higher volume of Americans opting for fast food as an option during, let's say, lunch or even dinner at times. So the second part of the question was, how would I implement this, right? Execution at the end of the day is the key to success. So to implement this decision, I would consider reaching out to a successful and established small food chain that is already established in the US market, but not in the exact same type of food market. For example, Taco Bell and Arby's, although they're in the fast food industry, they don't really carry the same products that Jollibee would be carrying, so there wouldn't be a conflict of interest there. But this type of link would allow Jollibee to share some of the risks and costs associated with an expansion into a foreign market. Once the stores opened, became successful, it would be easier for Jollibee to attract franchising and franchisees and local investors who would otherwise find it a little bit risky to invest in a brand that they don't know. Given the distance to the headquarters in the Philippines, it would be critical to establish a local hub where the local stores would be managed from. Being able to quickly respond to local tastes and wants is critical in increasing market share, especially of non-expatriates. Also, talent for the store management is very important, and having a local hub would allow us to bring in talent, train them, and then disperse them to the various stores. A central hub would also provide local representation, especially for meetings and dealings with potential franchisees in the future. Given the mindset of a US investor, in my opinion, this would be the best approach. I would also ensure we used an integrated process where certain things would be done through the central hub while others would still be managed through headquarters. One of the key challenges that Tony faced was a lack of cooperation from management at headquarters because of the way he structured the division and kind of forced down the change to the management at headquarters. Instead, I would ensure that all major decision making would come from the stakeholders at the headquarters, so that way it still provides the managers there a sense of control and a sense of having a voice in the decision making process. However, to avoid any bureaucratic processes and delays in approvals in the day-to-day operations, all decision making of that sort would be done at the local hub. Of course, Any discussions, or agreements that are made between headquarters and the local hub would then be dispersed to all the local stores through the local hub management. Finally, due to the number of fast food chains and franchising that occurs in the United States, the ability to secure good talent with experience in the business would be a great benefit to the Jollibee brand. As part of the expansion strategy in a foreign market, being able to encompass these learnings from local experienced executives and managers, the chances for making the right decisions to ensure success and expansion would be much greater. Thank you.